Hi there, tech enthusiast. Welcome back to the channel. If you want to know what is Arduino and what are the vast applications of it, then this video is for you. And at the end of the video, you will not only get to know about the fundamentals of the Arduino, but you will make a LED blink with the help of Arduino and get basic idea of working in Arduino IDE. So let's get started. So first of all, what is Arduino? Arduino is a open source electronic platform based on easy to use hardware and software. It consists of a programmable microcontroller board and an integrated development environment IDE for writing and uploading code. Think of Arduino as a brain of gadgets. It's a smart board that listens to your demands and make things happen. First of all, how to get started? For getting started, you need three things: the hardware, the IDE, and the code. For hardware, the hardware is Arduino itself. There can be many types of Arduino in the market, like Arduino Mega, Arduino Uno, Arduino Nano, and many more. For IDE, we are using Arduino IDE. Here, IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So let's get started with basic parts of the Arduino. So all Arduino boards, the Arduino Mega, Uno, Nano, all have one thing in common, that is microcontroller. Microcontroller can be thought as a small computer in our Arduino. For in particular, we are using Arduino Uno 3, and for this, the microcontroller is Atmega 328P. I have given all microcontroller lists with respective to their Arduinos. Microcontroller basically helps to read the inputs and control the outputs. So next, let's talk about the pins. On the topmost corner of the Arduino board, we have digital pins written from 0 to 13. These can read binary inputs 0 or 1, like switch off or on. It can also act as an output source. If you set it high, then it will source 5 volt, or if you set it low, then it will source 0 volt. And this will allow different components like a LED to work with it. Now, if you give a close look at the 0 and 1 pin, you will see that they have special symbols. They are used for communication with USB port, TX for transmission and RX for receiving. Some pins have a squiggly line. These are called pulse width modulation pins or PWM pins. These are capable of turning voltage high and low of different frequencies. In the bottom right corner of the Arduino board are the analog pins. These are used for reading analog signals. Now analog signal is a continuous signal and not like 0 or 1. And most of the sensors have these analog outputs, and to read these analog outputs we need analog pins. Our microcontroller has a ADC converter that converts analog to digital. Next, left to the analog pins are the power pins. First we have 5 volt and 3.3 volt pins. These are used as a voltage source for small components connected to Arduino board. And next is GND or ground. It's basically the least voltage on a board. And next, let's talk about how to power your Arduino board. Basically, there are three ways to power your Arduino board. The first is the V-in power pin. Second is the DC jack, and the third is the USB port. Arduino board typically operates with an input range of 7 to 12 volts. Next is the reset button. So if you apply a low voltage to this port, then it will reset the board. Next is the IOREF pin or input output reference pin. On an Arduino board used for indicating voltage reference for input output pins. So for doing our first Arduino practical in our Arduino IDE, we need to first install the Arduino IDE in our system. First, we will go to arduino.cc, then go to the software, then download Arduino 2.2.1. After downloading the Arduino IDE, open Arduino IDE, go to the files, then examples, then the basics and the blink one. After that, we will upload the code through a Arduino USB port in our Arduino. Let's talk about the code. As we know, the digital pin 13 has a LED attached to it. So we will blink this LED. I will go to the tools and then board and then select Arduino Uno and then select port as COM4. Next, as we have discussed, while receiving signal from USB, TX and RX lights flashes, and as we change the delay, the light will flash fast or slow depending upon the change in delay. So if we give a close look to Arduino program, we have two functions. One is setup and the second one is loop. So setup function only runs once. Here we decide which pin to turn on, and here in the setup function we makes everything ready so that we can use it in the loop function. Like we has used the pin mode and set 13 for output. Now void loop is a never ending dancer which whatever we write in runs over and over. Here we use digital write function in which we have set the pin and high or low as the output in it. So if we make 13 as high, then the LED will turn on, and if we make 13 as low, the LED will turn off. And delay is the time gap between on and off state. So if we make delay as 1000 milliseconds, then it means that there is a 1 second lag between on and off. So if we decrease the delay, then the on and off stage will come fast, and if we increase the delay, then the on and off stage will become slow. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more tutorials. Keep creating and exploring with Arduino. See you next time.